up in Winnipeg in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. It's about 7:30 in the evening right now.
And how's the weather? You're in the spring there. Is it cold, Caleb? Or?
So I came down from Churchill around 2 weeks ago, and I've actually been self-isolated here. When I got down here, everything was starting to melt. It was warming up. Churchill 3 days ago had a snowstorm. They had about 20 centimeters of snow, and it actually just hit us today. So it's been snowing for the last kind of 18 hours or so here. So we've got a bunch of fresh snow out of the ground now.
Yeah, now I know a lot of the fans and the tribal brothers and sisters, Caleb, will be intrigued and fascinated to know, how did you end up in Canada?
It's a long story. I'll try and give you the short version of it. But back in 2005, I came over here for a holiday, and I was in Banff for a month. I was snowboarding, and I met somebody, and 2 years on, decided that I'd move over here to give the relationship a real go, because long distance was, for 2 years it was hard. So that's why I ended up moving over in 2007. And that particular relationship didn't work out, and I had a year-long working holiday visa for Canada, and the idea was to end up in either Toronto or Vancouver and get an agent and carry on acting, actually. But I ended up in a small town in northern Manitoba for a month. I saw a job notice when I was in Toronto. It said, come to Churchill, breed Eskimo dogs, see polar bears. and I thought that sounded like the most Canadian thing anybody could ever do. So while I was in Canada, I might as well give it a go. So I gave the guy a call, and I told him that I'd come up and help him for a month. And that was in October 2007. And so I made my way up to Churchill, and I just fell in love with the North. It's a very small, remote, unique town, and very different lifestyle. And 13 years on now, I'm still here.
And Caleb, against for some of the viewers, listeners around the world, Churchill is about 1,000 kilometers north, I guess. Winnipeg is right up there, isn't it? It's right up in the true north, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right at the top of the province. It's right on the coast of Hudson's Bay. It's known internationally as the polar bear capital of the world. It's only accessible by rail or by plane, or by boat in the summer, but there's no passenger boats that really go there, just freight and cargo. So it's a very small place. There's only, a little bit less than 800 people that live there.
Wow.
It gets busier about 3 different times of the year for different tourist seasons. Polar bears obviously being the main attraction, but also beluga whales and northern lights.
Wow, that's amazing. And so in the summer, what's the weather like in the summer? Does it warm up a bit, or?
Yeah, actually, it's quite a crazy swing in temperature. In the middle of winter with wind chill, we can get down close to minus 60 degrees Celsius. And then in the summertime, it can go all the way up into the kind of mid plus 30s. So there's almost 100-degree difference in temperature between the middle of winter and the middle of summer. Those summer temperatures don't last very long. We usually only have maybe 4 or 5 days that are that warm. For most of summer, it's in the early plus 20s.
Wow, and from what I can gather up there, that the community, the demographic, you'd have some indigenous people living there, I guess.
Yeah. There's a good mix of people from all over the world, but definitely a local indigenous population. It's a very transient town. The tourist seasons bring in people from really everywhere, and some of them work just for a few months and leave. Some of them fall in love with the place and stay for longer. So for a small, remote town, it sees a lot of traffic from countries everywhere.
And Kelly, what attracted you to that lifestyle? I mean, was it the environment, the wildlife, the community? I mean, that's a vast difference to what you've been used to in New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a mix of a lot of things. The wildlife's incredible. The nature that we have there is amazing. The landscape's beautiful. One of the things that I really loved was the extremes. New Zealand is a beautiful country, but we have quite nice weather, I'd say, most of the year, even the middle of winter. I really enjoyed the challenge of the extremes there. Winter was something like I'd never seen before, and I really liked that challenge a lot.
And I've got visions of you in a cabin or going on snowmobiles, skidoos, or is that what it's like? I mean, you're snow most of the year, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually kind of exactly my life, right? I actually live in my cabin, and I do have a snowmobile that sees a lot of use. We have snow there from late October through to early June, and sometimes there's still ice, and the Hudson Bay freezes over the majority of it, and then we still have ice sometimes in the bay there until Canada Day, early July. Yeah. So there's a very long periods with snow and ice, and you're you're pretty bang on with your vision there.
For more information on audio dramatisations, please visit www.tribeworld.com. Keep the dream alive.